Hey guys, what's going on? It is David here. We are back with another video now. Welcome guys to week 2 of the NFL, and in today's video we'll be previewing and give you my predictions for week 2 of the NFL season. Now week 1 had its surprises last week. I'm gonna be honest, and I wasn't wrong about some predictions, but I'm pretty confident that the score predictions will not be right, but I think I will have every single team prediction winning this week. Bet on it. All right. First game of week 2 is the San Diego Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chargers beat the Raiders and the Chiefs beat the Cardinals. If you look at the tougher opponent, considering it was a division game, I gotta give it to the Chargers, considering they beat the Raiders and they beat the Raiders pretty good. Even though Devontae Adams was there and Derek Carr had Devontae Adams and he was targeting Devontae Adams a lot, the Chargers still put a good showing against the Raiders. But then there's Patrick Mahomes, who had the best game of any Week 1 quarterback. And when it comes to this game, which is going to be tonight on Amazon, it's going to be a very close game. It's another divisional game, and you expect, considering the Chargers, what they just did to the Raiders, you expect them to do that to the Chiefs. But with Patrick Mahomes having the best week 1 of any quarterback this past week, and the Bills and last week Thursday just absolutely destroyed the Rams, it's going to be a very close one. But in this instance, I'm going to give the win to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to beat the LA Chargers by a score of 31-24. Moving on, we have some Sunday games. We have the Dolphins versus the Ravens. The Dolphins beat the Patriots, and the Ravens beat the Jets. So, the tougher opponent last week, I gotta obviously give it to the Dolphins. Division game again, they beat the New England Patriots, and then they gave New England Patriots a good showing, even though Matt Jones is kind of playing terrible, and I kind of hate that because I got him in fantasy football. But this week they're gonna have to deal with Lamar Jackson and his legs. Lamar Jackson put a very good showing against the New York Jets, which are division rivals of the Miami Dolphins. So in this instance, I'm gonna have the Ravens beating the Dolphins by a score of 24-17, a touchdown score, and the Ravens moving to 2-0, while the Miami Dolphins stay or move down to 1-1. Browns at the Jets. It's gonna be what's his name? Oh, geez, it's gonna be Joe Flacco versus Jacoby Brissett. This is gonna come down to how well everybody else but the quarterback plays, and considering how loaded that Browns team still is on defense and even on offense, the Browns are gonna win this game, but they're gonna win it by a close one. They're gonna win this game 17-14 to the Browns. Commanders at the Lions. Commanders beat Jacksonville. The Lions just barely lost to the Philadelphia Eagles because Philadelphia Eagles were just playing with it. Their defense was just playing themselves, and they almost lost the game because of that. But the Lions should not have gave Philadelphia a run for their money last week. The Commanders beat this team last week, so the Commanders are going to come out and they're going to pick up a win again. They're going to win this pretty convincingly by a score of 27-14, and the Commanders beat the Lions in Detroit. Colts at Jaguars. Colts last week should not have tied that game against the Houston Texans. I just want to be sure for that. The Colts should not have tied that game against the Houston Texans. I don't know how they let that end in a tie. The Jaguars, like I said, they just lost to the Commanders. The Colts are going to be motivated considering that they tied against their division rivals, the Houston Texans, and considering last year was the Jacksonville Jaguars that stopped the Colts from being in the playoffs. Indianapolis Colts are going to be more motivated. But what's the difference between last year's Colts and this year's Jaguars? The Colts now have a Super Bowl caliber quarterback in Matt Ryan, and the Colts are going to win this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Colts are going to win this game close score 24-20, and the Colts are going to beat Jacksonville in Duval County, and that will move the Colts to pick up their first win of the season. And we got two more 1 o'clock games, but the final game on the screen right here, Buccaneers Saints. This one's going to be an interesting one because Tom Brady is 0-4 against the New Orleans Saints as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. He played Drew Brees his first season, lost both times, and then beat Drew Brees in the playoffs. And then last season, he lost both times to the New Orleans Saints. So with New Orleans Saints having Jameis Winston and Tom Brady, if his left tackle does play the game, that's going to be a big factor if the New Orleans Saints can win this game or not. Because I think if the left tackle doesn't play for Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that the New Orleans Saints defense is going to go run riot on that offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And even though I saw Skip and Shannon talking about this earlier yesterday, and they gave the prediction, Shannon said that he thinks the Buccaneers are going to win this game. I disagree. I think the Saints are going to beat the Buccaneers by a field goal score 24-21, picking up a win for the New Orleans Saints as they move to 2-0 after beating their other division rivals, my team, the Atlanta Falcons, last week. And speaking about the Atlanta Falcons, as we move on into the next game, it's not the Atlanta Falcons. It's the other division rivals, the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are 0-1, and the Giants are 1-0. The Giants beat the Tennessee Titans last week, which was very, very impressive, and the Giants closed with running a very good amount of plays. The Panthers lost to Cleveland Browns, and Baker Mayfield just played terribly against his former team. Saquon Barkley is going to be the comeback player this year. I just want to say that. Saquon Barkley is going to be the comeback player this year. And this game is going to be down to the running game, and I just feel like Saquon Barkley is going to have a better day than Christian McCaffrey, and I love Christian McCaffrey as an NFL player, but I just think that Saquon Barkley is going to have a better day, and the Panthers are going to lose this game to the Giants 20-14 by a touchdown score. And then our final 1 o'clock game on Sunday is going to be the Patriots and the Steelers. The Steelers beat the Bengals in overtime. I do not know how they did, but they did. And now they're going to be facing a New England Patriots team who lost against their division rivals last week, the Miami Dolphins. And I've got to be honest, the offense was not really performing well. Mac Jones is coming off apparently back spasms. So that's something that you may have to watch out for when it comes to this game. But considering T.J. Watt, Pittsburgh's best defensive player, and the majority part of the reason why Pittsburgh got so many sacks and fumbles last week against the Bengals is going to be out for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to say this. The Steelers are going to win this game, but it's not as bad for the Patriots as I thought it would be if T.J. Watt had played. The Patriots are going to lose this game to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this game 28-24, and that is it for our 1 o'clock games. Moving on into our 4 o'clock games, we have my team, Atlanta Falcons, facing the Los Angeles Rams. Why did this have to happen after playing the New Orleans Saints? And why did it have to happen after the Atlanta Falcons blew a lead against the New Orleans Saints? If you think the Falcons are winning this game, put some money on it. Go put some money on the Falcons winning this game because you're going to lose your money. The Falcons are losing this game against the Rams. The Rams got almost humiliated against the Buffalo Bills, and you think that the Rams are going to lose in their home against the Atlanta Falcons, whose run defense is not going to be that good? Yeah, this is going to be a blowout. The Rams are going to win this game 31-10, and the Atlanta Falcons move to 0-2 starting the season before next week against the Seattle Seahawks. Picking up their first win is what I'm going to be predicting. Speaking of Seattle, they're going to be playing the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Seattle, of course, surprised everyone and beat their former quarterback in Russell Wilson and Denver Broncos, but the Denver Broncos coach, I don't really know what he was doing throughout the majority of the game. So I feel that's a real big part of the reason why Russell Wilson didn't have a chance at beating his former team. But they're going to be playing the San Francisco 49ers, who lost last week in a rain-soaked game against the Chicago Bears. And considering that this game, hopefully, will not have any rain. I expect the San Francisco 49ers to completely dominate this game. San Francisco is going to win this game 28-14 and pick up their first victory of the season. Cowboys fans, Dak Prescott's out. You guys are going to be facing the Bengals, who should have won last week, but they didn't. They got Joe Burrow. They got Jamar Chase. You guys don't have Dak Prescott. Zeke is a former image of himself. Of what he used to be. The Bengals are going to win this game, and they're going to win this game pretty convincingly, 28-17. 2 4 o'clock games left. The Houston Texans at the Denver Broncos. And this cannot have come at a worse time for the Houston Texans to play the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson's team did not win last week, as I expected them to last week. And the Broncos lost. They're going to be playing the Houston Texans, who tied against the Colts. And do you think the Texans are really going to have a chance at beating the Denver Broncos in this instance? No. The Broncos are going to win this game pretty convincingly. The Broncos are going to win this game 38-10 and pick up their first win of the season. Now we have two teams that are both 0-1. Besides there are a lot of teams that are 0-1 starting off the season. We have the Cardinals against the Raiders. Funny enough, the two teams that won against these teams are playing tonight, and then the other teams that lost are playing on Sunday. I just want to say that's kind of ironic. But the Cardinals at the Raiders, it's really going to come down to the fact that DeAndre Hopkins is not going to be there playing the game, and Derek Carr is still going to have Devontae Adams. And I think this Raiders team is just going to be able to play a little bit more than the Arizona Cardinals team in this game. And the Arizona Cardinals are going to lose the game, and the Las Vegas Raiders are going to win this game 21-17 in a 5-point game. That leaves us with 3 games remaining. Green Bay and the Chicago Bears on Sunday night on NBC. Green Bay got humiliated by the Minnesota Vikings. The defense was absolutely terrible, and they're playing a team that's coming off beating the San Francisco 49ers in a rain-so game. No matter what it is, they beat the San Francisco 49ers, and they didn't win by close. They won by at least a touchdown. But this is Aaron Rodgers' revenge game. Aaron Rodgers is going to come back in this game. Aaron Rodgers is going to win this game. And the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers are going to win this game by 8 points, finishing the game 28-20. And that leaves us with the final 2 games of NFL Week 2. We have the Tennessee Titans versus the Buffalo Bills. Tennessee Titans, I gotta say, they lost to the Giants. That's kind of disappointing to lose a team like the Giants. Meanwhile, you got the Bills who are running up high, defeating the Super Bowl champions from last year. Bills are going to win this game. I don't even have to say anything about this. Bills are going to win this game 35-17. You got Josh Allen versus Ryan Tannehill. I'm going to take Josh Allen the whole day. And yeah, 35-17, Buffalo Bills picks up the win. And that ends us with the final game of the NFL Week 2 predictions / previews. And we have the Vikings versus the Eagles. Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers. Eagles put a good performance, or should have almost lost the game against the Detroit Lions. Now, this game is going to be at the Eagles, and like I keep saying, the Eagles are the most improved team when it comes to the offseason. So when it comes to this week's schedule, the Philadelphia Eagles, I almost said the Indianapolis Colts, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this game against the Minnesota Vikings. And that is it for all my predictions for NFL Week 2. I'll be right with you in a second to see how many home teams and how many away teams I have winning. Alright, so I have the Chiefs winning tonight against the Chargers. I have the Ravens, Browns, Commanders, Colts, Saints, Giants, Steelers all winning on Sunday afternoon, the 1 o'clock games. And then the 4 o'clock games, I have the Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Broncos, Raiders winning the 4 o'clock games. The 8 o'clock game on Sunday, I have the Bears losing against the Packers. And then the final two Monday night games, I had the Bills beating the Titans and the Eagles versus beating the Eagles beating the Vikings. And that is what I have for this prediction when it comes to NFL Week 2. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. And tell me, guys, if you like this change of style, going actually into the schedule instead of just having just me talking about it and then me putting it right below, like me talking about the games and having the games like right below me. Because I actually like this kind of better. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.